Yeah, I looked at my due dates too, and they were due tomorrow. I'm like, ugh. I would have had to do so much if I actually had to go to class tomorrow, but alas, I don't feel like getting people sick.
Right. Give me 1 second. Hold
I
on.
am a little scared though, because one of my classes, it's its first class in that classroom,
Yeah.
and I feel like somebody is gonna sit in a chair, as one does, having the rules of engagement, and think that that's their chair for the rest of the class. But then I won't be able to sit next to my group of friends that are in that class. And so I'm trying to have them uh, hoard a chair for me by
Right.
just telling people, no, not don't sit there.
Yeah.
See.
I always, yeah. I always would get so mad whenever someone else would be sitting in my seat, even though we had no assigned seats.
hmm It's like, what are you doing?
Like, brother, please.
Especially if they've been sitting in one place the whole time. Like, it's more understandable if they weren't there and they're just choosing a seat, right?
Right.
It still sucks because it's my chair.
It's,
But if you've been sitting in the back corner the whole time and all of a sudden you come to the front left, what are you doing?
I wonder if that's like just classic conditioning from public school, where they made us have assigned
Uh,
seats.
Not for me. I'm
Yeah.
homeschooled all the way, right? I just know
Right.
the I know ownership when I see it.
Right. I know capitalism whenever I.
Born and bred capitalist over here.
Alrighty. Art thou ready?
I am. I am.
Okay. Stuff here. All right. So in the very beginning, I'm gonna read like this little blurb, and then it'll go into like the role play aspect of it. Um.
Cool.
So we start. Actually, first off, hello, YouTube and all that kind of stuff. This is not the regular format. What's going on? I thought this guy was dead. What are we doing? This is another of our secret episodes that we're going to post later on. Hopefully, whenever this makes a lot more sense. Here I have Brooks Williams with me, returning as Loric, but not the Loric that we know, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Um, I'll be DMing this one shot, and yeah, that's about it. That's the intro. um, we start where it ends. Lorca's sickening snap
Mm.
fills the jungle, making nearby birds flutter and fly away. Um, you feel an icy cold stabbing pain in the small of your back, and then quickly nothing. Chest down, you feel nothing. Your ears start to ring as if it's like, for our reference, a flashbang just kind of went off. Your ears are ringing.
Okay.
The world around you is taking a moment of it's almost like the world around you is taking a moment of silence for you. Before you know it, you're flying through the air. Your body hurled with such force, but split second time slows, and you are able to allow yourself to catch a glimpse of Leica, hand covering her mouth, in complete awe and just paralyzed by the events unfolding before her. Um, but no one can truly manipulate time for any given period. And before you know it, that moment goes away. Your body thuds into a large palm tree. Um, your ribs snap, pierce your organs, and your helpless body thuds to the ground. And you quickly feel your organs starting and your lungs start to fill with blood. Your vision starts to go in and out like the um at first glimpse you see Serpentress wave his bony fingers and a portal opens up. Steps through. Your eyes start to shut. At second glimpse you see a hysterical Leica just running to your beaten body. You feel her frog skin caress your face, tears hitting your cheek. Um, your eyes shut. At third glimpse, you're surrounded by the envoy. Cyrus and Heidi are standing off to the side, kind of paralyzed themselves, not sure what they can do to act in this moment, but to just sit and just be. Kiana, of course, or Leica is holding you the best that she can, holding you by your head, as that's the only thing that she can, with her all the strength that she has, can lift you up at that moment. Um, they all seem scared. Can't see Maverick, but you feel almost like a magical energy. You don't feel much, but you feel some kind of magical energy surge through your body. And it doesn't take much to notice that this is some kind of healing spell, but this isn't like his healing. Her magic feels warm and nurturing, and the properties of this spell feel strong and rugged and almost like a brother's support.
Okay.
Um, although you can't see him, you know that this spell's coming from Maverick. You can feel it. You know in your heart to be true. The spell makes its way through your body, outside your fingertips, and you, at the last bit of this glimpse, see little tiny sprouts, come up from the ground, beneath your fingertips. This is it, Mark. This is death. As you close your eyes for a third and final time, feel light. You've only felt this way one other time before, and it's one of your first memories as you were drifting through the ocean from the very beginning. Greeted by the spirits for the first time. You open your eyes, look at your friends, your companions, fellow envoy members one last time. But you're not where you were. You open your eyes and you're standing a few feet away, watching your friends comfort and cry over your body. What do you do?
Hmm. I think that from the moment that time began to slow, and instinctively I looked at Leica, um, that Loric would have been waiting to hear something from her. And at first that would have been fear waiting, but as that constant protective nature um, begins to fade away in these last moments, every glimpse beyond that is just filled with a waiting of an unknown. Like something should be crossing her lips, but everything that does isn't quite what I've been waiting for. And so I think I look to all these people who have care and love for me, and I can feel the varying connections, and I have memories that are still with me, however vague, of them being good to me and me being good to them. I remember Maverick being so kind, and I remember Leica being so close. But even though I'm thinking of all of them, I'm just so attuned to whatever she is going to say. And for however long I'm standing on that beach, um, I think that would be Loric is waiting for. Not a stepping towards or a stepping away, just a watching and a waiting.
In that moment, you hear Leica's just hysterical, crying. Maverick, you have to do something, please. He goes places when he sleeps. He can't. He doesn't know. And Maverick, do something. And she's just repeating the same things over, not knowing what to do in this moment. And that's what you hear. And Maverick is just, cure wounds after cure wounds, trying to almost like beating the dead horse. Cyrus and Heidi step off to the side. But you notice Bart and Theo are not there as well. They're just not there. As you're watching this all unfold, you also notice that amongst Leica's hysteria, she looks bloodied. She's worn. She's been through. I mean, she was trying to protect you all while you were going through wrath and all of these emotions, and she's been casting spells left and right, and she's bloodied, and you know that one more slight hit, she might go down. And as you notice this, you actually see her place her hand on your chest, and it almost seems like she's just about to cast one final spell.
And I have time to react in between this moment. Okay. I think Loric will take a step that very quickly turns into a jog for another half step into a full blown sprint until he can get to her. And I don't know how the sand interacts with what's going on with me. I don't know really what this new body is. Looking at half of me over on the beach underneath her hand before her hand can um, cast any magic through it. I throw myself to her side, kneeling down by her, and I place my hand over top of hers. I'm not sure what I'm trying to accomplish there, but it just seems like the right thing to do.
As this version of Loric's probably final roll, I will ask to roll. Let's see. We'll say Arcana with advantage.
Arcana with advantage. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Using my current stats or the
Yeah,
ones at the time of death.
a time of death.
Time of death. Let me grab my character sheet. Let's see here. So at time of death, that would be a what's my roll? Be a 15.
15. As your hand goes and almost like intercepts hers, you feel as if you're obviously on some other plane of existence. Her hand, almost like it's like a ghost, like it just goes right through yours, but where intervention has not gone unnoticed. Whatever magic she was trying to cast, the physical effects of her casting this spell remain the same, as in the sense that she is exhausted because she's out of spell slots, essentially, this last and final spell slot. So she's exhausted, bloodied.
Mm.
So that remains the same, but you don't know what you did in this moment. But out of an act of pure, call it love and protection, one final act, you intervene, and you potentially have just saved Leica from going down and taking damage from that spell.
Mm. Is there any pain transferred to me, or is it just this knowledge that that I've protected in some way.
I'll just say I would say it's a knowledge. In a sense, it's very similar to the properties of counterspell.
Okay.
And she continues to cry and weep over your body. Is there any other final things Loric would like to do in this lane in the in between?
I think knowing that Maverick is there with Leica, sensing that she doesn't have any spells left to try to cast, that I don't have to sit there and continue to intervene. I think he'll slowly take a step back to look at the connection between the two and acknowledge that it's gotten slightly better than what it was um, at its worst, And I think as he begins to continue to step back in order to take all of this in and really just recollect on the relationship that he's had with the two of these individuals and how they're going to take care of each other, he instinctively begins to withdraw backwards into the ocean, and the ocean rises slower and slower above him as he keeps his eyes on the two of them.
Absolutely.
I think that would be his last act.
To go back as they carry Loric's body back to the shore, and you go out into the tides.
Mhm.
Absolutely. As the tide gets higher and higher, your astral projected body in this current state of unknown begins to illuminate, almost like a gaseous orange-ish appearance.
Okay.
It fills the water surrounding you, almost like a glitter bomb had just exploded into the water, and it's slowly like making their own
Mm.
currents. Um, you start to notice yourself dissolving in this
Mm.
water. Um, as you take one final look at the beach, you see everyone just kind of in this melancholy state, pondering next steps, sinking into their new reality. Um, Theo's there, Bart's there, Orthar, your father, is there. And as you dissolve, um, your body fades as well, and you are met with darkness. And the darkness, you don't know how time works in this. You don't know if this has been, it feels like maybe 20 seconds, could have been a year. It could be multiple years. It could be a few days. We don't know how time works in the afterlife or wherever we're at now. But
Mm.
darkness presses in from all sides. You don't feel like you have a body, but you feel this. There's
Mm.
no pain. But then the pressure, it's not crushing, but it's heavy.
Mm.
Sinks in. And all of a sudden, your senses come back. You can feel again. And this pressure, it feels like wet earth holding you down.
Mm.
As your senses come back, you feel the sensation. You hear muffled waves off in the distance. And your lungs start to burn a little bit. Not in like a,
Mm.
oh my gosh, like they're legit on fire, but like you're short of breath. The air is starting to get a little thin. Instinctively, put your hands up and you're met with wood.
Okay.
give me, with your new character sheet, a let's say just intelligence, just a flat intelligence roll.
Okay. So it's a +3. It's going to be a 21.
21. With this feeling of wet
That's a good first
earth,
roll.
yeah, wet earth, wood, all these things, you're almost certain that you're in a coffin.
Okay.
And you don't know how much longer you have until the air starts to diminish.
Oh, goodness. Okay. And there's no water in there with me. It's just wet earth.
It's like mud, yeah. Like,
Okay. Oh man, I don't know what to do. Um, if I begin to push, no, no movement. I'm assuming, right?
you actually begin to push, and you feel like it budge a little bit. And
Okay.
with that 21 intelligence, it's almost like that whoever buried you did so in a hurry, and it wasn't professionally done.
Okay. Then what I'll do is I'll tuck, if I have enough room, I'll tuck my knees up to my chest, and I'll begin to push with my legs and really anchor my shoulder blades into the back of the coffin. Is what I'm going with that I'm in, right? So I'm gonna
Yeah,
anchor myself there and push as hard as I can with my legs.
absolutely. And I'd say with the adrenaline pumping, because it's like a holy crap kind of moment, go ahead and roll me
Yeah.
athletics with advantage.
Okay. Let's see. Ooh.
I know.
Oh no.
I know.
It's a 12. It's not bad,
So, okay.
but it's not good.
You, with a 12, as you anchor yourself and prop your legs up and start to push through, and one singular push, your legs go through the wood, and you're able to like put like, it goes through the wood, and like your feet are instantly met with just mud. And but the very tips of your toes, you feel a breeze. So like you can get out of there. You weren't able to just like in one go, boom, the earth explodes and here I am. But you're able
Yeah.
to, if you keep going at it, you will be able to dig through this mud.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll pull them back in and I'll reverse myself a little bit so that way if any of the mud falls down into my face, it's hitting the back of my head, and I'll kind
Yep.
of donkey kick and dig that way with my legs until I can kind of wiggle myself out of whatever gopher hole that I'm making to get out of this coffin.
Absolutely. So you do that, and I'd say after it takes a little bit of strategy to get your bearings. You were not by any means 6 feet under. You were maybe 2.5, 3 feet. It was like I said, very done like non-professionally. You get out there covered in mud, um, but you get out. The salty air immediately hits your face. Um, breath of fresh air, almost like these lungs that you are feeling right now have not felt air in so long. It's so refreshing. You get this gasp of air, um, and you're able to, wipe some mud off your face. And you see around you, you're on like almost like you're at the base of an elevated cliffside. Um, so right before the hill starts to escalate a little bit into the cliff, you're at the very base, almost like where farmers would have crops and things like that. There's a few other tombstones next to you, like it seems to be like old pets and things like that of that nature. And at the very top of this cliff is what seems to be a really rundown um, fishing house.
Okay.
and the storm. It looks like like the clouds are really dark gray. It looks like there's some kind of storm approaching fairly soon. That is what Loric sees in this moment.
Cool. So I think once he catches his breath a little bit, right? He's not fully there yet. He's still in the process. He's gonna have his legs still in the grave. He's gonna put them in there so he can sit on the edge and lean back a little bit. And slowly that gasping is gonna turn into a laughter that's matching the big grin on his face. Um, he doesn't quite know what's going on, but he feels lucky. You know, he feels blessed and taken care of in an odd sense. Even though he's completely alone, waking up in a grave, um, there's just this overwhelming sense that almost like the embrace of a parent and a brother and a spouse mixed all into one. Uh, the kind of feeling that you'd get on a deathbed when you were going in a planned way, but then you didn't go, and then you woke up in whatever body you're in now, right? So he's laughing, and even he looks at the storm, and it makes him happy. He's not entirely sure why. He knows that storms um, bring a lot of unpleasantness, but seeing that is almost better than seeing a calm sky right now. Um, so he takes that moment, a couple of minutes of just appreciating the way that he's feeling, appreciating the storm in the sky even the mud in his toes. And then he'll lean up and he'll is there a headstone on the plot that I was in?
Yeah. It's not much of a stone. It's more like a plank of wood that was like hammered into the ground. Um, and it reads Loric. I don't think we ever had like an official last name planned out, but it reads
That one
Loric.
worn away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, a loving son. And as you're looking at this, and you know that you just seem to escape death, and like you said, this joy is just overfilling you. And I will say, like once that feeling starts to calm down a little bit, unfortunately, you get this overwhelming feeling of just um, deja vu almost. Something feels wrong. Not wrong, empty. Like rooms inside your mind are locked.
Okay.
You have some recollection of memories, but you can't seem to remember names, faces,
Hmm.
but you do remember some form of life before this one.
I think that Lorik is discovering about himself that he's a very naturally emotional person. That he feels big and that he's not the kind that tries to lock that away. And so as that shift happens, even though he's not wallowing and sort of falling into it, that this sadness brings on heavy tears that flow freely. And he still has his back up straight, and he's still looking around and trying to figure out what to do. And he's looking at presumably his headstone. That's this head plank, and it's gonna move him to action, to urgency, and he'll rip off the inscription and carry it with him, and he'll get moving towards that fishing hut, um, because whatever emptiness is inside him should hopefully be able to be filled at some point. And if it's not going to be right here, sitting with his feet in the grave that he was just born in, I suppose, then a place that has been made is as good a start as any. So he'll move towards the hut.
Absolutely. I'd say it's not too far off from walking distance. As you get there within like 3 to 5 minutes, you occasionally slip on some mud. It looks like it's been storming for quite some time, and the storm's about to pick up some as well. The waves starting to violently crash against the side of the cliffside. As you walk up to this hut, it's worn down. Looks like there was a home, like not just a fishing hut, but like this was someone's home, and but it doesn't look like there's anyone that has lived here in quite some time. And if they have, it's a sad story because it is extremely worn down and not well taken care of. And real quick, going to send you an owl bear map.
I love it when we do owl bears. Let me see. I might be able to pull it up on my big screen here, so that way I can still look at you. Your facial expressions are so good.
I've been working on them. I know I'm like a poker face, but
Let's see here. No, I'm not just a random elk. I don't know why I would be. I've changed my name. I love that it just assumes that you're going to be an NPC when you join.
right.
Like, yeah, he can be an animal. It's like I'm getting casted last in a middle school play.
Right.
Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, but it isn't disarray. I see. Okay.
So yeah, you walk before you, and you see the little entryway on the left near the rocks outside is like the front door area. So when you walk through, immediately to your left, you'll see like this little like couch with this rug, fireplace, dining room table straight across. Looks like there's a wall to your right that has some stairs leading up to it. Yeah, this is this worn down fisherman's hut.
Okay. Okay. So I've gathered that nobody's living here anymore, right?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it, and it looks like it hasn't been for months, if not a couple of years.
Okay. Which means that it has withstood some storms, and it doesn't look like this is going to be the last storm that it can weather, right?
Right. I'd say, um, actually, go ahead and give me a like perception check.
Okay, let me see. Take off my disadvantage. Uh, 15 plus what? Ooh, I like that. 15 plus 8, the 23.
Oh yeah, with the 23, it's in rough shape. Um, you have a feeling that if this storm is gonna have winds greater than 25 to 30 miles per hour, this might be the last storm that this house sees.
Okay. So I'll get moving with some urgency then. I'll hit the light stuff first, and then move on to the things that I think will take the most time next. Coming in immediately, I'm going to see that knife on the table. That's there, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to grab that, and then I'm going to inspect myself real quick after a quick sprint up there. Am I wearing anything? Do I have anywhere to store this?
Absolutely. Um, I will say you're probably wearing just your average commoner's clothes. I mean, um, I don't really know how to describe it because I like just think of medieval commoner's clothes. I mean, you have like your
Yeah, like
basic pockets, maybe like a small, if not on your person, I'd say you can find a small handbag, like satchel like thing, um,
okay.
around that table area as well.
Okay. So
Um,
I'll throw that in the satchel, throw that over me, and then I'm gonna quickly see if I can open up these two barrels that are below
yeah,
um,
go for it.
below the table. Okay.
Let's see.
Do they take any sort of strength? Did they just pop off?
Let's see. They just pretty much pop off, and as you come on, please load. And the barrel to the left of you is, I mean, it just has a few like rotted fish, like maybe some rotted food, maybe like you can kind of assume that this might have been like the trash barrel.
Okay.
Um, and then in the other barrel, it seems to be some just like you notice next to the barrel is like a pile of clothes in the corner.
Mhm.
The clothes in this barrel seem to be the cleaner clothes.
Okay. Okay. So I will definitely take. Do they seem like they would fit me? I'm noticing that I'm kind of small. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm assuming they would at least be oversized, right?
Weirdly enough, you go to look into this barrel and inspect these articles of clothing, and they almost look like they'd be the perfect fit.
Oh wow.
Almost like these are your clothes.
And I'm seeing articles of all kinds of clothes, like
Hmm.
pants, shirts, any overshirts, jackets, things that would protect from elements.
Yeah, I'd say there's like a jacket or like a long what are those like long, not trench coats, but um
Like
jacket.
fishing coat things.
Yeah, yeah. There's
Yeah,
one,
the waxed canvas sort of stuff.
right. Yeah, there's one of those hanging up near the pile of clothing. And like the barrel, yeah. I mean, when I say clean, like I said, it's been a few months, maybe a year, so there's dusty, but
Yeah.
cleaner
Okay.
than the mud you have on
So
now.
I will I will set those on the table. I'll pick out a an outfit really quick, just like okay, new pants, new shirt, and then the overshirt. And as I go around, depending on how much time I have, I'll take off one thing and get ready to put on another. Um, I noticed there's a window by that old pile of clothes, right?
Yep.
I'm going to, while I take off what I have, I think I'll rummage through that to make sure there's nothing underneath it. But the main thing I'm doing is I'm looking out to see, engage what kind of speeds are the winds at now? Are they getting close to getting to that 20, 30 miles an hour that I was worried about?
I say looking at the window now, and we'll kind of keep that investigation that you had prior, or not investigation, perception. Um, I'd say based off of the clouds, it's definitely, gray clouds above you, but I'd say like a few miles off into the distance near like where the shoreline's at are the really, really dark clouds. So it's safe to say that you got a good bit of time.
Okay. I'll keep moving with a good clip because I don't know how long some of this stuff is going to take to investigate. But I at least now know that I have time to get out of these clothes, put on that outfit that I had thrown on the table. I'll throw on that wax jacket. I'm now going to go over towards this old rug. I'm going to pull that thing out because not only can I throw some stuff in it if I need some extra bag space, but it looks like there's some sort of damage underneath that I want to look at.
Absolutely. You pull the rug out, and at first, whenever you see like the tatteredness of that corner, you think it just might be a hole in the ground.
Mm.
But as you pull that rug out, you're able to pull it into one piece, and that hole is not just a hole in the floor. It almost seems to be a damaged trap door.
Mm. Okay. And damage to the point where it can open close.
I see like the lid itself is damaged. The ladder going down seems to be in good shape still.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna throw that open. I'm
Okay.
gonna keep that in the back of my mind. Um, it's dark down there.
Hmm. Very
Okay.
dark.
I I've got dark vision up to a distance, but I still don't want to have to go down in the dark if I don't have to. Um, so I'm gonna wait for a second before I get down there because there's a chest that I've been glimpsing as I go back and forth in front of this doorway, um, running back and forth, and I want to see if I can get into that before I go down.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and give. It is locked. So we'll say, give me some sleight of hand. See if
Okay.
you can, or if you want to try and find something within the kitchen or something to try to give yourself a little help.
I'm gonna have to do that because my first sleight of hand roll was a 2. Yeah, noticing that my hands aren't too good. Um, so I'll give up on that. I'll see. I'm gonna take the back of this chair on the top, closest to the
Mhm.
fireplace. Um, it looks like it could be a good lever. I'm gonna take that and try to see if I can shove it into anything to try to break this seal, this lock.
Absolutely.
Um,
Go ahead and do strength or athletics. Try and do that.
not much better. 6.
Say okay. You go to do that, and the leg of the chair snaps.
I'm going. I'm gonna get a little frustrated here. I'm gonna take that leg of the chair that snapped, and I'm gonna beat the chest on top. And as I do that, some magic is gonna course through me. Um, I wasn't intending to actually break this thing. I was gonna smack it out of frustration and then move on. But I'm gonna cast Booming Blade through this piece of wood here. Um,
Absolutely.
it would do 1d8 thunder damage.
All right. Go ahead and roll that.
Let's see here. Roll d8. 3 damage. Nothing crazy.
I'd say like I had in my head 3. What was the? It's
Perfect.
old, almost rotted wood still. You're
Mm.
able to you go down and like this magic. Again deja vu.
Mm.
You felt the what it feels like to wield magic before, but it's just it's hazy and it comes through. You don't know sure if this was an intentional or not, but you're able to bring it down in this frustration. The top of the chest caves in, and you're able to go into the chest. You see,
Lovely.
um, it's almost like this was assumably the possessions of whoever lived here. Um,
Okay.
like they're safe. So you see like 10 gold pieces, um, a few like lists of like groceries and things like that for like the next time they go out of town. Um, and then you see a pirate's hat, like your
Mm.
stereotypical three, uh, not brimmed, but whatever
Yeah,
I
the
guess
tricorn.
tricorn pirate's hat. Um, and upon looking at this pirate's hat, you see an inscription in the inside of the hat that reads Morthar.
Mm. Okay. And do I have any sort of recollection with that name, or do I just look at it
Not off the top of your
and
head.
pop it on my head? Cool. So I'm gonna pop that on. I'm gonna take the grocery list, put that in my little satchel, and I'm gonna take 10 gold pieces.
Absolutely.
Um, I feel like anything I can get here is gonna be of use to me. Um, whether that's finding more people, keeping myself protected from the elements. Um, you know, there's still this emptiness and this sadness that was, it's being brought up and swelled down as I'm going through this house. Sadness for other people, joy that someone lived here at some point. All of this rush of emotions that are just ebbing and flowing like the ocean does. Um, So I've raided the chest, right? And I'm not going to let myself sit in the emotional stuff. I'm going to try to process it as I'm moving. Am I able to look up towards that loft?
Like where the stairs are at?
Mhm.
Or yeah. I mean this like the stairs, I mean like one or two steps have, are cracked, but it looks climbable.
Okay. I'm gonna go upstairs first because I feel like if the house blows down, the cellar will be there.
Yeah, that's true.
But I would assume that the upstairs would not.
Yeah. Go upstairs, and if you look up a little bit, there should be another map.
Ooh. Oh, so there is. Oh, and it's beautiful. I really like these maps.
I made them myself.
Hey.
So,
Oh, you did great. This is a lovely little layout. I love the curves that happen on the bottom left and the top right.
thank you, thank you.
I was appreciating that the whole time. This is this is sad. There was a bed. No, there was a couch downstairs, and there's a bed upstairs. It could fit two, but I can't tell. It looks like this person might have lived alone. They're just gone.
Yeah, looks like a
I'm gonna go.
bed
No, you-
there, a few barrels. Yeah.
I'm going to um instinctively look under the bed. Is there anything down there?
You look under the bed, and it's dark. Yeah, say it's not quite getting dark outside, but with the storm clouds
Hmm.
coming in, it's dreary. Which there's no light to be in this house, so it is kind of dark. But with your dark vision, you do see a almost like some kind of large stick-shaped thing
Hmm.
underneath this bed. Um, Maybe it was used for like protection in case of intruders coming in. They have quick access to this large stick, but
Okay.
um, but yeah, from just like going underneath and like laying on the floor, looking at it, it just looks like a stick.
Okay. Uh, and it's close enough to one side that I can grab it.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna reach in and get that,
absolutely.
and I'll try to inspect it in the slightly more light. I'll take it to the window, even though it's gray outside.
Yeah, you do that, and upon touching it, it feels like it's like coral, like
Okay.
really, but it's durable, it's strong, like almost like as strong as diamonds, like this, or like metal.
Hmm.
It's very durable, but yet it has a texture like coral.
Hmm.
Um, it's very balanced. It feels nice to the touch. Um, and you bring it to the light, and upon inspection, you see at the very end of the stick, it splits off into two like prongs.
Okay.
Um, Go ahead and give me a history check.
History check. Let's see here. Okay. 14 plus my intelligence. Say 17.
17. With the way this feels and the way it's balanced, the weight ratio, the two prongs, pretty sure this is a bident.
Hmm. Okay. I feel a little bit more comfortable holding that than I do the knife that's in my
And yeah,
little satchel.
the cleaver.
Yeah. So I'll make sure to carry that along with me. Um, and just as I'm moving, whenever I have spare time, I'll probably be rotating it, feeling the texture, instinctively just moving it over and over again. Um, while I was moving towards the window, I think Loric would have probably tripped over slightly this little stuffed animal on the ground there. Um, so I think as he's looking at this and he's gotten a good feel for it by the light of the storm, he'll move back over and inspect that.
Yeah. It's this worn, this kid's toy that um, looked like it had the stitchings of a name written on its
Mhm.
back. Um, but it just some of the stitchings had like fallen off, and you just see um, the stitchings DA, and then it goes off into what, assuming what was the name of this little teddy bear that, assumingly maybe a child had.
Okay. I'll take that into the satchels, and I'll keep it as long as there's room in there because it doesn't seem, I don't know, it just seems a little sad for the whole house to come down, all the memories in it, and then to just leave that in the pile of rubble, probably fall in the ocean at some point, dissolve. So I'll stick that in there, and then we'll get to is that a book
Yeah,
over there?
few books. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll rifle through some of these books, little glance at the title, rifle through, make sure there's nothing tucked in them.
all right.
Um, what's up with those?
Yeah, the books. They're they make sense for if this person was a fisherman. There's books on the nature of how tides work, how to read weather and the weather patterns, different types of fish within the this specific region, and you do get the name of the region. You are in the let's see, eastern portion of Abyssalia, the east coast of
Ooh,
Abyssalia.
okay. Guess that's good to know. Even if I don't know where that is relative to anything else, I at least know that I can talk to people
Right.
and not seem crazy because I know where I am. That's good. Um, I'm gonna take, I think, the one that told me where I am, and I'm gonna take the one on the weather patterns, tuck them away, and then I'm gonna quickly try to go through these barrels because I don't want to be up here too much longer.
Right.
It's a little scary.
The barrel next to the desk, the working desk, has like a few just like dried up dead flowers in it, almost like they were using it to like cultivate some kind of perfumes and like, just like a almost like their nightstand before bed kind of thing, kind of deal.
Yeah,
Um, and the other two barrels you find, let's see, about I'm just rolling random stuff. You can find two pieces of silver in one, and just more
nice,
like worn shoes, like leather shoes in the other.
cool. Do I have shoes on at the moment?
You do not.
Now I do.
Now I do.
Do they fit well, or are they a little big?
They are a little big, but not enough to where if you tie them tight enough, they'll be fine.
Okay.
But if you were to go into like a full sprint, you might lose one.
Okay. Let's see here. Making sure I don't forget anything that I have. Oh, I forgot to put down the little teddy bear. Here we go.
I low
Teddy,
key,
whatever it is.
I low key forgot
Teddy
I
owl.
added that. That was funny.
It's cute sitting there. It's just on the ground.
Yeah.
With a little ribbon around its neck. Okay. I'm going to, as fast as I can while still being ginger, however ginger I can be. I'm gonna get back down the stairs. I'm gonna look under the couch fast to make sure I didn't forget anything, in the fireplace to see if anything was thrown in there. And I think I want to hop down into the cellar.
Yeah. So you don't find anything but like dust bunnies and things like that in those places, old charred wood.
Mm.
Um, and you go down the cellar. It's dark. There's hardly any, like there's no windows because it's underground. Um, but you get down there, and with your dark vision, you're able to see, you know, everything's gray, but you're able to see, fairly decent. And there should be a downstairs map.
Oh, okay. So those stairs, those are coming down from the top. They're not going down any further, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, there's a more well-preserved desk there. Okay. That
Yeah.
interests me.
The weather has not
But I
quite
think,
gotten down this far, yeah.
yeah, it's nice down here. I think instinctively he would go right first. Um, you know what? No, he would go left first. So he's gonna go left into that empty room and then into the desk. Um, and he's gonna, before he looks at the book or the little piece of paper there, I want to try to open up all the drawers, see if there's anything that's in there before I get reading.
Yeah. You open up some of the drawers, you find, let's say, like two more gold pieces of just random. You see a few like personalized oh, what's the word? Like fishing flies, things like that.
Okay.
Like almost like a crafting table was right here. And then
Hmm.
you see let me pull it up real quick. Um Looks like an old like charmed like necklace of like some
Hmm.
kind of like a wooden hexagonic necklace that has three gems indented in like a triangular pattern um with like tidal runes carved in the background of this, and then there's one purple gem, one red gem, and one gold gem.
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna throw that on.
Yeah.
Take off the little tricorn, throw that on there. Um, and nothing happens, right? It's just beautiful.
Yeah. As of right now, it's the necklace.
Cool. So I've got that. I've got the gold tucked away. Um, love that set of colors. Really, just it's a beautiful
Wonder-
combination.
right, right.
Yeah.
Wonder what that could make.
um, yeah, man. I wonder who was such the beautiful aesthetic person that lived here before to choose that wonderful set of colors. Uh, he'll go ahead and he'll start reading the documents that are on the desk there.
Absolutely. What are you reading first, the book or the piece of paper?
Definitely the piece of paper.
Gotcha.
Got to
So,
go for the smallest reading first.
right. The piece of
Yeah.
paper looks like a map of what seems to be the known world of Arenica, not just
Oh,
Abyssalia. You see it's listed, it has Abyssalia in the center of the map. Right north of it, you see Imperia, like cusping the other nations. And the far left corner, there's like Arcanum, the capital city. Baranth has the southern borders, and then right to the right side of Abyssalia is Terrador. um, so you see like a map of what seems to be Arenica,
okay.
and across the map and just random spots are 4 to 5 just areas that are circled. They're not. There's no writings with them. They're just circled.
4 to 5. Okay.
We'll just say
And
we'll
they're
say
all
4.
from different nations.
Um, they are. We'll say there's. Let's say yeah. There's 5 of them. There are, let's say, 3 of them are in just random points in the middle of middle of nowhere in the middle of the ocean, and
Okay.
then there's one in the like there's a swampland like area in between Imperia and Arcanum. There's one circled in there, and then in the very top right corner, near the um canal between Imperia and Terrador. There's one circled there.
Okay. I think this is definitely the first thing that gives him a big sense of pause, and for a moment or two, he will forget that he's rushing through. I think it's a combination of the fascination that he has looking at this, the curiosity without any sort of writing to guide why there are circles all over the place, and then the relative safety that he feels now being in this more protected, unweather touched place. Um, Normally, I wouldn't ask this, but I think that because he's just so invested, is there any possibility that if I roll high enough that I would get any sort of information out of why these locations
Yeah.
are circled?
Go ahead and roll me investigation, or yeah, we'll go with investigation.
Okay. It's a low roll on the die. Let's see, 6 plus my investigation, another 6, so 12.
12.
Not too bad.
On a 12, you don't get any indications of why there's circles on there, but you do see in the bottom left corner
Hmm.
below the map entirely. So like the piece of paper that's not encompassing the map itself seems to
Hmm.
be a um like some kind of like musical note symbol.
Hmm. Interesting. And just one little musical note.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's so random.
So random.
Yeah.
Too bad you don't remember
Yeah,
things.
that has it almost has nothing to do with the rest of this. Why would there be a musical note and then some ocean places? Like, what does water and music have to do? Um, okay, he'll tuck that into the thing. He's gonna be fascinated by that for a while. Um, oh, this is so fun. Okay, okay. Ah, has it somewhere safe. Maybe he folds it up, puts it in the other book that he already has in there
Mhm.
in his satchel to make sure that if any weather does get into the satchel, that it stays extra safe. And then he'll move on to the book that's on the table.
Absolutely. Go into this book, and it seems to be a journal. Um, though you open the cover and you see the first page. It says it says Morthar. It matches the name and the hat that
Okay.
the hat they're wearing. Um, and looking at it, there's not very many. I mean, there's a few. It starts off the first, like, as you kind of skim through the pages, the first like 20 to 30 pages seem to be just random sea adventures. Seems that Morthar was not only a fisherman, but just um, someone who would go on this much larger ship with his crew and go on these adventures. Um, and as you kind of get into it, I do have some journal entries that I will read to you. And
Yeah, lovely.
so the first entry: the sea was gentle today, too gentle. If I'm honest, Sir Pentros always says that calm water means something is watching, and for once I think he was just enjoying the quiet, but we took the siren's call out past the reef at dawn. No destination or chase, just wind and laughter and a nice change of pace. He stood at the helm like a king who didn't know what he wanted yet. We cleared a wreck near the Arenican shoals. We actually pulled three survivors from the hull, and Serpentros insisted that they eat first and gave them a fighting chance before giving them back to the sea.
Mm.
That night we drank and the stars spun, and he told stories of old travels, and he was a typical arcanist, always spouting about how magic is a tool that can help us in more ways than we can ingest knowledge. today was a good day. And you flip a few more pages of like similar stories, and then the other one that catches your eye. We took on a new crew member today. Quiet sort. Said his name was Arthan Stoneheart. Said he was running from his past and there was no more to the story, but surprisingly, Sir Pentros didn't push, which surprised me. He usually needs to know everything. Since bringing this one on board, Sir Pentros has changed. Not outwardly, he still laughs and commands the deck like it's second nature, but I see it in small moments how his gaze lingers at the horizon even when there's nothing there, and how he speaks to the ship at night and long after the rest of us have turned in for the night. And I caught him in his quarters with Arthan, standing over some charts and maps, almost as if they were planning something, which was weird because Sir Pentros always plans with his crew. Third entry. Sir Pentros crossed a line today. He called it a necessity and said that the sea respects strength, not mercy. Said that if we don't take what we needed, someone stronger would take it from us. I argued and the crew stayed quiet. That silence hurt more than the shouting. He speaks now of destiny, of a call choosing him, a power owed, not earned. I've seen men drown chasing less. I still believe there's some good in him, but I have to. I'm his first mate. If I don't, then every wave that I've trusted has been a lie. But if he continues down this path, I don't want to, but I might have to stop him. Not for the crew, but for him. Before there is nothing else to save. If this is my last entry, let it be known that I did not betray him. I loved him enough to stand in his way. And then there's one final entry at the very end of the book. I can't shake this feeling that I've already waited too long. I did what I had to do. Sir Pentros was getting too power hungry. He's putting us in danger. He might be dead, but I still fear he's not gone. Every creak of this house sounds like a rigging night wind. Every wave feels closer than it should be. I know paranoia when I taste it, but this is not it. This is instinct. Same one that's kept me alive for storms that should have taken me. I believe Sir Pentros knows. I see it in the way that how the sea behaves now that the tides come in sharp, angry pulses as if something beneath them is listening. If he believes that I betrayed him, he will not come for me. Sir Pentros once told me that the cruelest thing you can do to an enemy is take away the thing they believe is safe. I'm fearful that he'll come for my family. I've hidden what I can, moved the charm and locked away into my desk, burned other letters. But I know him. He does not need maps. He follows threads. So if you're reading this, then earlier, I was wrong, or I wasn't fast enough. May the tides carry my family somewhere where Sir Pentros cannot reach. And that is the last entry within the book.
That charm is important. Important to who owned it. It wasn't just pretty. Are these windows down here with me?
Technically, but because like that's the only like layout I could find.
Okay.
But not really.
Okay. I'm gonna peek my head into that room, see that there's 3 barrels. note that. I'll come back to him. I'm gonna go upstairs, check a window again real quick, check on the storm. Is it still a couple miles out?
It's definitely gotten closer. It's about maybe a half mile.
Okay. I'm gonna run very quickly down to the um the place I was buried, and I need to look at these other headstones before the storm comes in. My my head plank was rickety, and I want to make sure that if the storm takes these away, whatever's here now, that I've sated my curiosity, that I know who's buried here.
Gotcha. You head down there. You see a few, like, there's not very many. There's um one that seems to be very, very small, as if it was like some kind of pet. Um,
Mm,
and it says like Starkus, loving best friend, like, and it has like some kind of
mm,
like color around the base of the wooden stake that's into it. And then almost next to yours, on not like right next, but like on the other side of yours,
mm,
lies one that says Uriel, a loving mother, a
mm.
beautiful wife.
You know, I'm thinking about this as a player and trying to figure out, for someone who just came out of the ground, would you really think that it's disrespectful to dig someone up? I don't think that would be your first thought. I don't think that that cultural concept would come to you. I think the curiosity would be what's first in mind. And so I'm thinking about what Loric would do there. And in a hasty decision, he's going to rip off that collar. He's going to put that in the bag. Make sure that doesn't get lost to the sea. And then he's going to see how much progress he can make in moving this mud out of the way, before he has to run back in to that. If he even should have run back in to see what's in those barrels.
Yeah, I'd say it's very similar to how your coffin was.
Mm,
Um, about 3 feet of mud. So like with just your hands and like no other tools, it does take some time, say about like 10, 15 maybe minutes. Um,
mm,
and you're able to get to the point where you do see, another worn, beaten down coffin.
mm.
After that time has passed, the winds have started to pick up. It's starting to rain now, which made it slightly easier to move some of the mud, but it's also
Yeah.
like, and the storm is picking up.
Okay, I'm gonna. There's no inscription on the front of the coffin, right? Just wood there. If that's the case, then I'm gonna move that lid, see what's inside.
You move the lid, and you see a corpse. And it's still has some flesh onto it, but it's, I'd say, 3/4 of the way decayed. You can definitely see the skeleton. From what you can tell with the bone structure and the facial structure, this is a sea elf. And you do notice, as the corpse is like holding this small square, what looks to be like a picture frame, to her chest.
I'm gonna try to pick that up and look at it.
Yeah, you pick it up. There's no. No, I'm not gonna have you roll to break off break off the hand, but um, You pick up the picture. At first, it's on you just see the back of it, and it just it says in like writing Morthar, Lyriel, Loric, and then you turn it around, and the glass is slightly cracked. You see a beautiful family portrait of just a loving family that looks very happily. You see a um probably middle aged, equivalent to middle aged and see elf years. Um, Father stands stoic and proud, um, with dark black hair that has like the salt pepper highlights to it. Um, to his right, I guess his left in the picture is right. Um, a brown haired, beautiful sea elf woman has like almost that like Mona Lisa smile. Um,
Mhm.
she looks like, even though you've never spoken to her, you've never met her, and from your knowledge, you haven't met her recently. She looks like the embodiment of warmth and motherhood. And then you see a young boy, long, wavy black hair. Um, and as you're looking at this picture, the there's a slight tilt in the way that you're holding this picture, and for a split second, for the first time this whole session,
Mm.
Loric, you see your reflection in this glass, and you see that little boy is you. It's a little unorthodox to have it later in the session, but Brooks, would you describe what Loric looks like?
Yeah, Loric is this tattered haired, naturally half between a wave and a curl of dark locks. Um, and they cover most of his forehead and down to his eye, um, which there's only one of them. Um, the other one, there's some skin covering over a socket where his eye should be, and he feels that as he notices for the first time that he only has one and that he should have more. Um, the eye that he does have, it's a light purple color. Um, he's got this blue green grayed skin where you can really see the undertones of the green, and he's not very large. He's about 4'8", 4'10". At this point, does he have his withered hand?
I'll leave that up to you.
I'd say that he would. That at this point, one of the hands that he's holding this picture with, the one that he's probably tucked in halfway between his forearm and his shriveled hand, um, his right hand is black. Tendrils go down, um, of the black, reaching towards his elbow, and it's in this permanent retracted state, almost like a claw. His left hand is webbed to swim better with, and if he moves his hair to expose his forehead, there's some runic tattoos covering his hairline, but he's not really sure what they mean or stand for. And he's got these pointy ears that poke out of this mess of mane that he's got going on. He's a soft looking sea elf. So overall, just a small, slight boy with shriveled hand and one eye. It is very sweet looking sea elf.
I will say in this moment of reflection, almost like that was the kickstart to what you needed to get a piece of yourself back. Everything that happened with you before waking up as Loric the Minotaur, so your life before,
Oh, okay.
suddenly in a jolt, like an overwhelming jolt, fills your mind, and you're taken back through all of these memories, all these emotions. You grew up in this home. This is your home. Your father was a fisherman. Your mother was a mother. You lived a happy life. You weren't even modest. You were poor. The nature of this house, yes, it's beaten and tattered, but it's not that different from what you remember growing up. Your dad was a fisherman, so he says that you known his whole life. He'd go on these fishing trips and be gone for
Mhm.
days upon days, come back, be with you guys for a few weeks, and then so on and then do it all over again. Um, and just a simple, happy life. Didn't go to school, didn't go, you just kind of lived on your land. You helped out where you could. Um, and the last unfortunate memory that you have is you are woken up in the middle of the night, your father trying to get you safely down to the basement. You're confused, you don't know why, and as you are heading downstairs from the and you guys did share that singular bed.
Mm.
Um, you slept in the middle, they slept in the sides. As you head down in the doorway, as lightning cracks and illuminates the doorstep, Serpentros stands very undead-like being, skeletal, um, discussing Gortess figure stands, and the last thing you remember is him, your father trying to fight back, trying to plea, strikes your father down, striking your mother down, and then striking you down.
Yeah.
That's the last thing you remember in that life. So all of these emotions, all these memories flood your mind by seeing just this one portrait, this family portrait.
Mm. So as that floods in, the heart will begin to break. That emptiness will grow inside of me. And there's a few moments before the floodgates really unlock. You know, that moment of shock where every emptiness expands to reach the whole chest. As that's happening, he's putting away the portrait, making sure that it'll stay safe. Um, he's down here on his knees with what he now knows to be his mom. And when he finishes putting it away and looks back towards her, uh, he just breaks down. You know, he had been able to move through the joy and the sadness earlier, letting it flow and carry him as it goes from place to place. But right now, he's not interested in getting back to the cellar. He's not interested in doing much else. He's just going to weep, and he's going to cry so heavily, even with one eye, that for a moment before the storm really picks up, the tears coming out will come at such a pace that they rival the storm, and you can still tell that he's crying, adding to those streams of water going down his face. Um, and then as the storm does pick up on his back and on his shoulders, there's almost this comfort that he feels from the rain hitting him. Um, that he's not sure why that would comfort him, but he's gonna now look after he gathers himself for a little bit, a couple minutes of crying. You know, um, he's not concerned with how long it's taken, so it could be anywhere from 5 to 20. He's been in the storm now for a bit. He's gonna look. Does she have a wedding ring on?
Yes.
Okay. Um, I think he's gonna try to take that, but he's doing it with his shriveled hand, because he's using the other one to make sure that he doesn't fall and disturb her corpse. Um, and I think it the the finger might pop off, and you know she is how she is. It's okay. It doesn't cause any more excess pain, but he's gonna pop that in the bag too. Before he gets up and he puts the lid back on and he moves the ever muddying mud over top back into another hasty burial.
As you, in a way that is unfathomable, a lot of sons want to continue their father's legacy, finish what their fathers started, but we never thought it'd be something like burying your mother again.
Mhm.
You do that, it does take some time to recoup yourself, and by the time that you get all that squared away, as you sweep the last bit of mud into this like little socket, a loud crash comes up. You look up, and the top floor has caved in to this
Mm.
fisherman's house, and it's starting to crumble. And the storm takes, the ocean takes, but we also know that the ocean can give. Right now, this fisher hut is back to nature.
Ugh. With that being the case, everything's laid either at rest or to waste. Um, you'll start moving down. He has memories now, right?
Hmm.
Has he ever visited a town where they always completely alone?
I'd say every week, similar to the grocery list that you found, you would accompany your mother to a local, like, smaller village, to go,
Yeah.
pick up some supplies for the week and things like that.
Okay. He's gonna retrace that path from his memories, uh, however long it takes to get him down to that village. I think, unless there's any um, part of his heart that's really tying him to stay in
Mm-hmm.
this place, he'll move that way.
Gotcha. There's a name of the place. Okay. It is, so there's a few main cities in the Abyssalian country on the surface world. Um, and toward the southern portion of the country is a much larger village called Patri Rim. Um, but on the northern outskirts is a much like suburban like kind of village that sprouts off into it. Still under the Patri Rim name, but that is where you are closest to, as you would be journeying southward.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. As you travel, is there anything in particular that Loric does on his travels as he's going to this village before we hit our next beat?
I think he just really after after the heartache, starts to dull a little bit. It's not gonna go away, but it dulls as he starts to really fathom that he's lost a family that he's just remembering, right? He'll start to lean into this comfort that's coming from the rain of the storm, and really just start to ponder that, um, and lean into it more and more as those tears turn from grief to an appreciation that there's something comforting him, and just throughout that walk, I think he would occasionally be tilting his head up and taking the storm and face on. Sometimes he'll guard himself with the tricorn hat, and other times he'll really just let it all hit his face.
Journeying through physical terrain, emotional terrain, um, you eventually, after a couple hours of walking, it's just about like as you walk into this village, the rain doesn't completely stop it. It goes into like a sprinkle almost. Um, and it was a pretty simple walk, pretty marked walk. It wasn't like you were just wanderously like, okay, well, we'll see if we end up, it was marked pretty well. Um, and as you arrive to the outskirts of the northern outskirts of Patri Rim, the sun starts to set a little bit. You have probably maybe like an hour or two for a sundown officially, and night falls. You start entering this village, and you see, fishermen, kids playing various water-based races. There's some water genasi. There are some humans and other sea elves, um, and the occasional grung or two, little short frog people running around. Um, they're some are packing up for the day as they're getting ready to close up their shops, head back to their families. And as you are traveling through this coastal settlement, um, you start noticing just some random like posters hung up on some trees here and again. Um, um, do you pick up one of those, or do you read them at all? Or
Yeah, absolutely. Anything that he passes, he's very curious. I think by nature, but especially right now at the state that he's in. And so anything with information, writing, that he passes, he's going to be picking up and reading. Yeah.
absolutely. 1 second here. I sent you a
Hmm.
Word document. Oh, this is what you see. And there's multiple copies of these posters, um, all across. Like, I mean, you can't go 5-10 feet without running into one of these posters.
Mhm.
They seem to be on huts. They seem to be on trees. Some crumbled up on the ground in little crumble balls. But yeah, it reads Coastal Notice: Unauthorized gatherings are prohibited. Any grung found enticing unrest will be detained. Rewards offered for information leading to arrests. Reporting all suspicious activity. Report all suspicious activity to local authorities. Ordered by the household.
This seems targeted and a little hateful. I'm going to keep this. I don't think it should stay where it's at. It's a little. Why just Grung? There's so many. There's so many people here right now.
Right.
You know. Um. Yeah, and any more that he passes, he'll probably just rah,
Yeah.
rip him down a little bit, even if not fully off. Just the top pieces, whatever it's taking it, he'll put it face down. Um, I think what he's doing right now, as he's moving through, is he's gonna go to wherever he used to buy bread, and on the way, he's gonna make sure to look everyone in their face. Um, and he's just hoping that maybe someone will recognize him, or the hat that he's wearing. You know, And if no one does, that's okay. And he'll know by the time he gets to the place where he bought bread if he needs to start asking in random individuals. But this place looks large enough that maybe uh, a once a week or two run into town wouldn't have left an impression on everybody in the town.
Right.
You know.
Let me ask you this as just a DM question.
Mhm.
Did Loric always have a missing eye?
Ooh, I think no. I think that he would have died with two.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, it is a very distinctive eye color though for the sea elves, and that his skin is also a very odd color for sea elves. That it's not the most common to see around and about. So I think that he has enough distinctives left over that people would still recognize him. And especially I don't think the missing eye would be the most the most striking thing about seeing Loric right now. I think
Right.
it's just seeing Loric.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you walk up to this like little shack that sells bread and other like you know, quick accessible foods. Um you see this water genasi older gentleman. He's just about to like he's like taking down the signs as he's like trying to close up shop. Um turns around. Let me roll. Back. Okay. He turns around. There's a oh, so sorry. You startled me there. Um. Well, listen, I'm closing up here soon, but I guess I can make it really quick. Well, how can I help you?
Um. Okay. So I guess two questions. One, how much for bread?
Oh, I say we got five five copper for 1 silver.
Okay. Um. I'll give you silver. I'll take however much bread that'll get me. And he'll start stuffing his face with it.
Sure.
Holding the bike the buy what'd you call it?
Bident.
Bident. There we go. Holding the bident in and the rest of the bread in his shriveled arm. Then tearing off pieces and goes, second, did you did you know Morthar and his family? How long have you been here selling bread?
Oh, I've been here for many years, but oh, you mean the fisherman up north?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that was my dad.
What kind of games you trying to play, boy? His family died many years ago.
None. Look at me. Look at me. You know anybody else that looks like me? I mean, I don't know. Maybe a lot of people look like me, but I mean, I just crawled out of my grave this morning. I don't know what's going on. Um, I couldn't tell you either. It's very strange, but I'm lucky, I suppose. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Thank you for the bread. Um, feels like I haven't eaten in forever, and maybe make some connections with people that I used to know my family, see if they can help me figure out what's going on. I don't know where he is. I saw my mom's grave, um, and some tears will flow down out of his eye, and you know, um, but I'm just trying to figure out what's just trying to figure it out what's going on.
Loric,
Hmm.
you said you. Oh, I'm sorry. I've lived for many years, and I've heard a lot of stories from travelers beyond. This is you crawled out of your grave this morning.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm lucky that it looks like it wasn't done with enough time. I'm not very strong. There wasn't much dirt over me.
Right. Well, Loric, um, I sold you guys multiple rations all for many years. You're a lot older than I expected you to.
Why is that? How old was I when I died?
Well, when I last saw her, you were just a boy on the cusp of manhood. You barely hit your growing spurts.
Okay. And now how old do I look?
Well, you look like to be I mean, your species saying, I mean, young boy is only like a couple decades, but you look to be like, in my species, you look to be on the cusp of maturity, if not few years past it.
And does that track with how long I've been buried? Or is this, when you say I look older, you mean is this longer? Like I've been in there longer?
Well, I mean, you were just like I said, just before your growing spurts. That's when I last saw you, and that was 8, 9 years ago.
Hmm.
I mean, in sea elf terms, it's hardly anything. It's just a blink. But I don't believe I don't know my lineage and my history on sea elves, but I don't think you'd be growing that quick unless there's some kind of something manipulating your age there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it is odd in the first place.
Right.
Um. Well, I can't seem to remember your name. I'm sorry. Um. Everything's coming back to me. I just knew enough to be able to come back, follow the path that I remembered.
My name's Forn.
Well, it's nice to meet you. No, it. Did you know my family well enough that maybe I could help you close down shop and then at least walk with you back to wherever you're going?
I mean, not necessarily. You and your mother tend to just be pretty straightforward, and you were loyal customers, but nothing beyond that.
Okay. Um, if we were straightforward, you wouldn't know anyone else in town that we would know then, would you?
Give me a persuasion check.
Let's see here. Okay, low roll, but I'm good. I'm good at talking. Let's see. It's gonna be a 12. It would be a 15 if I were proficient, but I don't think I am. So yeah, 12. 12 for now.
Let's see.
Oh, I don't have a background yet. I'll have to do that later.
Even with 12. He looks at you, looks at his shop as it's nightfall's approaching pretty quickly, if not at the horizon, and he looks. So you just woke up today and you don't know the state of the world right now.
Whoa, the world, something's crazy going on, like a whole world, not just here, like whole world.
Well, Abyssinia. Sorry. It's,
Okay.
I've never left this place, so it is my world, but I tend to, yeah. Abyssinia.
Yeah, sorry, like anything is possible right now.
Right, yeah.
um, is it something to do with the grung? I've seen some really targeted and look, quite mean posters, to be fair.
Right.
What, did they do
Um,
something?
Not they. One in particular, King Ceremont, the king of the Grung colony. He had some kind of falling out with a particular Grung. He's calling Hugh, and
Okay.
he's putting them as a traitor of the country and be on the lookout. But if you really are Loric, you're the boy that I remember, I have no reason to put distrust into you. And if anyone else were to find out, it would be my head, but considering that you look like you need some extra help, and I might not have the answers, but I believe Hugh might.
Okay.
I've been in connections with Hugh. He's been stopped by for supplies for some time, and I'm quite frankly one of the only vendors that allows him to hang up his posters. But he does say that he's accepting people to get answers, to build something greater than this nation could ever offer, specifically for his kind, but for the greater good of Abyssinia. But I don't know specifically where he's at. He would never given me that information, but he always told me that the answers are within the posters that he made.
Okay.
So
And not these weird ones, right?
no, yep, those ones.
Hmm?
Yep, those ones right there.
Oh, okay. Um. hmm. Should I do a intelligence check to see if I can figure out anything
Yeah, if you
going
want to,
on with them?
you can do an investigation.
Okay, let's see. Oh no, it's not gonna be good. 9.
9.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
see.
a little mad that I forgot my physical dice when I drove back home. These
No, I got
digital
you.
dice are yelling at me.
I will say, even with a 9, do you have the document pulled up?
I do.
I'll go ahead and give you this much. If you notice, some letters on some words are
Mhm.
different shades of colors.
Yes, I did notice that. Problem is I can't spell. Let's see. Let me just type it all out. Let's see. If I pull this over to the side, and then I pull up a little thingy. I'm assuming I have the power of editing, correct? So this will take a
For
little
sure.
faster.
For sure. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I got O W E S P B. Okay, and then they're all different types of colors. So let's put the types of colors with each other. Okay, yeah. See if that does anything. U H I S P I. Hmm. The only colors that I need to look at right now, what I'm seeing some dark black, I'm
Mhm.
seeing some light green, and some blue, right?
Yep.
Okay. Good. Hmm.
Let's see.
What would this be?
Yeah, there should be a dark, yeah, black, green, blue, and there should be like a light. Yeah, you said light gray, right?
I do see some light gray. Okay, that helps.
Light
I wanted to make
gray.
sure the
Yeah.
note. Yeah. EIED. Okay. Okay. So now I have 4 sets of 4, correct?
I think so. Pull it up myself. Yep, 4 sets of 4. Well, should be 3 sets of 4, 1 set of 3.
Instead of 3. Let's see.
Unless I messed up.
The light gray that I have is TIED.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the dark black is LOOW. The green is HISNP. And then the blue is OCENV.
On the dark black, there
Mhm.
should be only, you said, what were those again?
2 O's, an L, and a W.
There should only be 1 O. If there's 2, my bad.
Good. Good. So I got low. Let's see. We'll do ship. I've got tide. And I've got OCEV. But I don't know enough. Let's see.
You've played Wordle. You know.
I have. I'm so bad at it though. Oh gosh. I will confess that when I get down to a certain amount, I usually, if it's not like a word that I know instinctively, I
Mm-hmm.
have to put into a site and go, okay, show me all the words with these possible letters that I think it could be.
Right.
So this OCEV is like screwing me. V's specifically always get me. Oh, hold on. Cove. There we go. I got it.
Amazing. So
Just
you
took
got
a little bit. So low ship cove tide. Okay. So I'm going to have inspected this for a little bit. And then if he hasn't wandered away, I will ask him where that might possibly lead me to.
low ship cove tide.
Yeah, it's I mean I feel at home near the ocean, so that's good. But is there like a crashed ship or something? Maybe low tide cove ship?
Well, there is toward the southern, very southern portion of Abyssinia where there is a cove that has water going into it, um, especially whenever there's a low tide, and there is a shipwreck near that. So I mean, maybe it's worth a shot.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, worst case scenario, I waste a day. I come back, I buy more bread, right?
Man,
Um,
I can give you a discount.
thank you, thank you. Is is what's been going on with the world? Is it particularly troubling for everybody?
Not necessarily. I mean, uh, with me being a water genasi, I don't really have any foot in grung politics, but uh, for the grungs, they seem pretty distressed about it. I mean, their princess has gone missing, and if not missing, who knows where she's at? She's and ever since then, the king's just been going back and forth with. And then the palace disappeared, and
Hmm.
yeah, and then all this huge stuff happened. Now that right shortly after the palace, so grungs
And
aren't.
who's the king?
His
You
name
said
Cerement.
Sarament? Okay. Um, how long has he been in power?
Uh,
Is he new?
Grungs, I mean, their lineage has been in power for quite some time, many decades, if not centuries. But Grungs only typically live to be about 50, so
Mhm.
he's been there for about 20, 25 years, something like that.
Okay. Okay. I wanted to make sure. Um, hmm.
So
What
it's
what makes you want to keep your stall open for some of his posters for Hughes posters?
well, I had a few run-ins with a few people stealing some of my goods, and who offered to send a few of his men to help, and been
Mm.
quite helpful in that way. And he's not only that, just a loyal customer. And as this conversation proceeds, I have a high respect for loyalty.
Well,
And
thank you very much.
even though I presumed you did, it's good to see you.
Yeah, I mean, it's even though I don't remember much about you, the comfort that I'm getting from someone who remembers me, remembers my family, and can point me in a direction. It means more to me right now than I think anybody would know how to express. I don't imagine people crawl out of their graves very often, and then get to see a friendly face. So thank you. Thank
I've lived many years, and it's one thing that I've learned: it never helps to be kind, or it always helps to be kind.
you very much. I'll remember that, and he'll start kind of like with a little sense of joy in his step. You know, it's it's mixed in with some other things for sure, but he'll hop a little bit and then get on walking. Um, he doesn't know if this storm is going to cause any problems with this low tide sort of thing going on, or if that ship is still going to be there, and he might need to choose another location. So he's gonna get going.
Right. Yeah. I'd say it would be a quite the journey. Are you gonna travel through the night? Or are you gonna try?
I have never been more rested.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true.
Yeah,
You've been sleeping for quite some time.
yeah.
Absolutely. Um, yeah, it takes we're a little time skip here. For about a day and a half of
Okay.
traveling, especially by foot, and I'm assuming what might make because I'm assuming you just follow the shoreline. Um, you might have even had some periods of time where you might have traveled a little bit faster by going into the ocean and swimming faster. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, about a day and a half, and you finally reach this like very deep into almost like the jungle, but this cove that where the tide, when it's just at the right spot, brings water in and out. If it's any lower, the tide continues or diminishes, or the water diminishes from the cove. Um, but it's just far enough that even the high tide itself wouldn't take it out if anyone were to have some kind of settlement inside this cove. But and the just in front of the opening of this like cove um is a beached back half of this ship that just kind of like looks like it's been there for decades. It's all looted out. There's some markings on the wall, just like maybe some like kids have graffitied or stuff like that. Um, and yeah, you eventually come to this cove.
Nice. Um, I'll definitely I'll look around and see if I can see anybody. If I don't, I'll get my voice as loud as it can go to echo throughout the cove and go, "Hello."
Yeah, you don't see anyone out on the outside of this cove. It does seem like it's hidden, and it's supposed to be hidden almost. It gives that vibe. Um, After you start, yelling into it, it echoes. You kind of get the weird sense of hearing your own voice besides from just speaking. Um, and then right as you probably like step a little bit farther into the cove, um, a dart, probably about the size of probably like a pen, like a quill pen,
Mhm.
hits the sand right in front of your feet. And you hear a voice. You don't quite see it just yet, but you hear a voice. It's like, "Do not take any step farther. State your name and your purpose."
Um, so that ominous voice started their little thing, but as soon as that dart hit, I went, "Ah!" and my feet kicked out from under me. I landed in the sand, probably curled my knees up. So I hear it, and I got my little tricorn hat over my face, and I peek it out a little bit so I can see. And I go, my name's Loric. I was told by a bread guy who knew my family that maybe I could get some help here. Uh, I just yeah, I need help.
You say that, and as you're peeking through the tricove hat, you see at the very roof of this cove a like shadow drop, as if he was hanging from the like ceiling of this cove, drop into the sand, rushes towards you. Loric, Loric. Oh, sorry. You said Loric, and I thought you were someone else. Um,
I mean, I might be. I just crawled out of I crawled out of a grave a day and a half ago. Did you know a Loric that died? You know a dead Loric? I'm a dead Loric.
I I know a Loric, but as far as I know, he's not dead.
Oh,
Pray to the Kraken, he's not dead. It's been a while since I've caught up with him. But
are you gonna shoot me? Can I get up?
no, you're good. You're good. And you get up and you see this 3 foot tall, green emerald skin grung man with a like leaf cloak. Um, and he has like this like white lightning pattern scars across his face. Um, Pulls his hood up, and to remove, you see the scar illuminating his face. Well, trust me, you're take no offense. I don't know your story, and I'm assuming I'll know here soon. But the Loric I know looks very different. Um, so
I was told that I look different than I used to. I got one eye now.
right, I'm afraid my Loric was take no offense, a bit taller. He was a cow essentially.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. I don't think I was ever. I don't think that. No.
right, yeah. So
Yeah. Sorry about your Loric. Your Loric's not dead though. You're good. I don't know why I'm saying sorry. You're good.
I mean, so okay. Anyway, what brings you to the cove? How did you?
Well, like I said, I crawled out of a grave,
Uh
and
huh.
then I realized that I was buried next to some of my family. That yeah. Um, and then well, I went into town because where I lived it was well, it blew down while I was uh, while I was watching, and so I went into town and I saw a guy and I said, "Hey, I just crawled out of a grave. I need some help." And he said, "You should talk to Hugh." And then so now I'm here because there's a poster and I put together that the little letters meant that I should come here. And so now I'm here
Was it
because I
foreign?
don't know what I'm doing.
Was it foreign? Because
Yeah, it was. So you know him.
yeah, I know. I keep meaning to go back there and say that he needs to be more careful with sending me people. I mean, I'm happy to have you aboard. Happy to have your, hear your story and to help you out in any way, but can't be too careful. Got
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
people
for sure.
watching my every move, so can't be too careful.
Yeah, he said that that the king says you did something, and now grungs are like being watched or whatever. It seems a little mean, little targeted.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and yeah, and there'll be times for catching you up on our cause here soon, but um, you look pretty roughed up there, bud. Let's get you inside. You weren't followed, were you?
Okay. I don't think so. If I was, I mean, they were good at it. I was walking
You
pretty
were.
almost nonstop for like a day and a half.
Okay, well, all right, come on. And he kind of like leads you into this cove. As you go, it's like a dark tunnel at first, and then it opens up to a much larger, lantern lit cavern, and you see tens upon tens of rungs of various
Mm.
colors. There's green, reds, purples, golds, and they're all kind of like their own little village, and they're kind of just like
Mm.
communing with each other, um, hanging out as if this is some kind of like safe harbor.
Mm.
Um, so I'm assuming, and as you guys are walking towards what seems to be like this like headquarters hut like thing, so I'm assuming because of you woke up from the grave,
Yeah.
did anyone resurrect you? Just you come up by yourself.
Well, I woke up in the grave. So I don't think so, unless somebody can like do that from above. There wasn't much dirt on me, like 2, 3 feet.
Uh-huh.
So maybe, but if they did, they walked away. I didn't see any footprints. It was raining almost. Like there was mud everywhere, so I think I would have seen that.
Right.
No, I'm just kind of here. What I remember is my dad. Uh, you might not have known him. It sounds like my family was kind of kept to themselves. Dad's name was Morthar, and he uh, he sailed with this dude named Sir Pentros, and then that guy killed me and my mom, and I don't know. My dad wasn't buried. I'm assuming he buried us. So, um,
Can you hold on? You said Serpentros?
yeah, yeah, a weird guy. He had a ship.
Right.
Yeah, well,
And
I mean, he killed me, I guess, and then now I'm not dead. My mom, yeah,
and Loric, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what it says on this. It says it on this picture here. That's me. And then there's a couple of other things in here that I got from my home before it blew down. Um, they all say I'm Loric, and the bread salesman he recognized me, you know.
Right.
So yeah,
We're gonna have to talk. Can you? Uh,
we're doing that. Yeah.
right. You're right. Yeah. Would you mind coming with me into my home here? And there's like he's like pointing towards like this like little hut that's like on this like raised platform on this rock.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he leads you in. Go ahead, take a seat wherever. Don't mind. I'm gonna go. I'll be right back.
Okay, it's nice in here. Thank
Yeah.
you.
It's for the little time that we've been here, it's we could like scrimmage up, but I appreciate it. Um, yeah, make yourself at home if you need anything to drink or eat. Help yourself. Um,
Ooh, and then it gets up immediately.
right. So it's in that case, um, yeah, and he goes off into like this separate room. You hear like papers and like other things like scooting and scattering around. Like he's like searching for things. Um, After some time, he pops back in and he has like this, like these materials of like there's a rat's skull. There's almost like paint to like do some kind of markings and things like that. It's like, okay, this is gonna sound odd, but I have to know, and quite frankly, I don't have any time to speak to my God about it. But sometimes he answers and sometimes he doesn't. But I'm gonna have you. Just gonna do a quick perception check. Are you wearing the emblem?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious right there.
Yeah.
Like it's only ever being covered up when I'm eating, and then like in between me eating, you can see it right there.
That emblem, you get that at the house too?
Yeah, yeah. There's something about it. There's something about it in this journal here. That was my dad's.
Right.
um, but yeah, it's pretty. I like the colors on it. Colors are really nice.
Gotcha.
Yeah, pretty much everything I have came from the house. So, but this was in a desk. It was more like tucked away.
Right. Right. Um. Okay. Well, Loric, I'm gonna ask something unorthodox of you.
Okay.
Need you to lay down on this floor right here. Oh wow, you're quick.
Hey.
You're quick to just comply. I like that. Okay. All right. So, if you don't mind, can I? I'm not taking it. I just want to borrow your charm for a second.
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
Thank you. And he like grabs it and he like places it in front of you, like like the flooring above your head. Um, and
Good.
then he has this like, oh, what's the vegetable thing that could be used as like a cup,
Mortar pestle.
cup as well? More pestle. Is that it?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
the one that you like grind things in.
no, it's like a almost like a pumpkin like thing to where you can also
Oh, it's some sort of gourd.
yeah. We'll just go with that. Some sort of gourd that
Yeah,
it
some sort of gourd.
has water in it. And he like pours it into like a smaller bowl, and like, all right, Lork, may I see your hand real quick?
Which one?
It don't matter. I mean,
Take this one.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I need some blood. Not a lot, just some.
Yeah, definitely take this one then, because I don't know what's going on with this one.
Okay. And he pulls out this like dagger that looks like almost like a tooth. Um,
Mhm.
traces it gently, but enough for us to get some, blood on the palm of your hand.
Ah,
Um,
yikes.
is able to put it into this water. You hear him like mumbling some kind of prayer, some kind of like ritualistic prayer. The water begins to like has a faint glow to it. It's short. Um, and he draws with the paint a circle around the charm and a circle around you, and then
Hey,
sprinkle.
Hugh, you're not like taking my soul or anything,
No,
right?
no, 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 no. I just need some answers. And yeah, just hold tight. This will only take a second. Um,
Okay.
start sprinkling some of the mixture of the sea water and the blood. It's kind of sprinkling over your body, and he just sits there and all of a sudden just waits, closes his eyes. Um, you see the lights on the lanterns flicker a little bit, and then with about
Ooh.
5 minutes passing, um, your vision and he's as he's closing his eyes, like, and I'm not sure if I told you this, but it would help if you closed your eyes as well.
Oh, I
Okay, your eye.
there
Sorry,
you
my bad. That's inconsiderate of me.
go.
Um,
It's okay. I thought it was funny. I hope
um,
I don't need two eyes for this.
no, no, it should be fine. Some more time passes. The lights, you wouldn't know this because our eyes are closed, but the lights, you feel and hear them extinguish, and then you feel a connection with you, as if you were sharing one mind. And at first, he sees the memories that you are familiar with, like growing up in the fisherman's port, things like that. And all of a sudden, not full restored memories, but more like violent fractures, rapid,
Mm.
punchy visions pulse and your shared connection. First, eyes awakening into the beaches of Abyssinia, looking at your palms, you see hair,
Mm.
lots of it. Stand up, you're taller than you were. Have hooves for feet. Another flash, surrounding what seems to be a multitude of strangers, and they're grieving. It seems to be some kind of funeral.
Mm.
Surrounded by somewhat familiar faces. Another grung that looks similar to Hugh, but it's not. Another flash. Um, you are on the on this deck with this naval ship in the background, and you're getting pinned as a commander or a general from the Abyssinian commanders. People are clapping and cheering. Another flash. You're holding a small grung's hand. Both
Mm.
feel the warmth, and then suddenly, a sharp pain in the chest. Icy
Mm.
pain. Serpentros's face fills both of your guys' visions with a jarring flash. And you guys are ripped instantly. You hear the laugh echoing, ripped back into reality. Hugh frog
Ah,
hops onto you, grabs your face. Loric,
cute. That jerk. He killed me twice.
Loric.
Yeah. Hi. What was all that? That was me. I'm two people. I'm two people, and I died two times, and now I'm like first me again.
How is this possible? Like,
You look a lot like the little grung
it's
from the fragments.
my sister. Yes,
Oh, whoa, whoa.
it's a long story. Um, Loric, how are you? Why are you not? This doesn't make any sense. Why are you? And you don't remember anything beyond what we just saw.
Nope. It seemed very nice. There was a lot of like feelings of friendship and love and like kindness going on. You know, not a lot of like craziness. Um, so that was cool. But no, 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 no. But that was me. That wasn't you, right? Because
No, no, that
I mean,
was all.
neither of us are cows.
No,
But you
I
said your Loric was a cow, and it's like I'm that guy.
the ritual that I just performed. It was a basically a very intense ritual that allows me to dive into your mind and search. And it seemed like there was a lot of closed doors that shouldn't have been closed. Look,
Yeah, no, it's horrible in here. It's very sad, very empty.
I don't think your memories are gone, Lorik. I think they've been stolen.
Oh, that's worse. That's worse.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. Okay, well, are you know things? How do I get them back? Also, why weren't you in any of my memories?
That's
Were you
also
always like away?
that's also a long story. Um,
Okay.
um, but that last figure, the skeleton man,
Yeah.
is, is that Serpentros?
Yeah, no, I remember when I was in the I was in my mom's grave and everything kind of flooded back. And yeah, he came to my house and he killed me for sure. Um and then that last memory, he did it again. So he really doesn't like me. And I think I don't like him either.
Right.
Um
We definitely don't like him.
I don't really know what to do with all this. Like, I know that my reactions probably should be a little bit more like intense, but it's just a lot all at once. Because now I remember twice waking up with no memories. What does that do to somebody? I'll be the first to find out, probably. I don't like it. I like you though. This is too much, man. This is so much happening all at once. We can get my memories from whoever stole them. I bet it was Sir Pentros. He seems mean,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Taking all my stuff. Probably my eye, my hand too.
I don't. This is just a theory. Like I said, the Loric that I knew was a Minotaur. And based off the visions that we had, the shared visions, it seems like that part is still deep within your mind. So I don't know how, but I'm theorizing that your Minotaur form wasn't you to begin with, since you're just
Yeah,
now
it seems
waking
like
up.
maybe not. Unless we unlock more memories from that form, and then maybe that form was even before this form. Maybe I just flip flop back and forth between little guy and big guy.
Right.
I don't know.
Oh
I'm
my.
just kind of spitballing here.
Oh man. That means Minotaur Loric did die.
Looks
Oh.
like it. Yeah.
Oh no. Leica must be devastated. Wait.
Little
So
Grung.
yes. Yeah. My sister. Why did he kill you? Why did
Um.
he?
Maybe it's in the book. My dad, I think, stepped in his way. He said that my dad seemed like a good guy. He said that he was trying to do it to like really just help him out. He had gotten too weird, and not cool. With his crewmates and started kind of stepping over some boundaries and things, and he stepped in his way to stop him from going too crazy power hungry, and then I died. So it sounds like that didn't go well.
Right. So if you
Maybe he
died,
doesn't like me because he doesn't like my dad.
yeah. I mean, to get someone back, yeah, go for something that people think is safe.
Yeah. Also, I mean, if he already killed me, you'd think he'd want to like do it again. It seems kind of like emasculating to kill someone and then they come back and they're all like big and strong and cool and whatnot.
Right. Right.
And also if they come back and are like, little and cool too. That oh he's gonna try to do it again. Q.
All right. So I'm gonna give you. Okay. So that we're on the same page.
Mm,
And I know it's not the same as opening these memories yourself, but I'm gonna try my best.
okay.
My name is Huld, and I was once Kiana. And he starts that, and he starts going off and telling the whole story from like the envoy, the purpose, what happened up until the point of the split during Hell. And that's all that Hugh knows before he separated from the envoy. And he starts, as he's telling the story, he's just about to wrap up the portion that he knows.
Mm.
And bursting through the door is this other like orange tinted grung. It's like, Hugh, the envoy, they've been taken by some kind of ghostly figure, and I'm so sorry to report, but the Minotaur has been reported dead. And he sees, yes, yes, we know. What? So, anyway, the envoy has been taken before the courts of the underwater palace, uh, and so he's not dead. It's a long story, brother, but we'll get into it.
I don't be dying.
Thank
Well, I
you.
do be dying a lot.
Yeah, yeah, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah. Did I know him? Did I know him?
No, no. His name's
Oh,
Pablo. He's just one of my scouts.
Pablo, tell everyone I'm pretty cool and that like I'm probably still a good general and things. Maybe, yeah, Pablo.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Still a general. Okay, got it. And he like turns
Thank you.
out and heads out. So the envoy thinks you're dead.
Well, yeah,
Abyssalia,
well, yeah.
Abyssalia thinks you're dead.
hmm So
Serpentros
Pentros might think I'm dead.
might think you're dead, and we could use that. That could be helpful. Use hunting these spirits. Don't know why. I mean, obviously, we can't confront him now. Like, that'd be another death sentence, and we don't want any more of those because we don't know how many chances we get of this.
Yeah, I mean, unless I come back even bigger next time.
Right, like
Maybe I'm like
a dragon or something. That'd be cool.
yeah.
I don't want to play those cards unless we absolutely have to, for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. No, you're right. Because I could also come back with less limbs.
right.
Seems like that's a
That
part of the pattern too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And according to Pablo, he said that this attack, Serpentros to the envoy, happened roughly about a week ago.
Mhm.
So the world believes that Loric's gone, but Serpentros may believe the same. So we can.
Hey, you mentioned that Leica might be hurting.
I mean,
Um.
I'm sure she's devastated. She really. You were practically. You're a better brother than I could have ever been.
I'm sure you were fantastic. It seems like you're being really good to me right now. Seems like you loved Loric when I was big cow Loric, and I'm sure you'll love me now. You seem great, but maybe I know me being, dead and all might be um good and sneaky and things, but don't you think maybe I should go let them know I'm alive? We know where they are, right? Somewhere in some like weird palace area. No one's gonna recognize me, or like a message or something, just so that like is not so like dis- distraught. Seems I've been pretty hurting for a little bit now. Um uh and it's not nice, you know.
If I know the courts of Abyssinia enough, I haven't studied them fully because I've only been on this newfound revelation for a few months now, but I'm fearful that my father might be pulling a few strings. The Abyssinian
Oh,
underwater palace, and if he reaches Kiana down there, which is a very high likely possibility, then there's a lot more on our plate than just telling them that you're alive.
okay.
Our father
Um
s- becomes so obsessed with becoming protective that he's lost sight of what it truly means to live a life outside these walls, and he's willing to do anything to keep us from never seeing the outskirts of Abyssalia, let alone the beach, ever again. So I'm fearful that this might be a bigger mission than we're anticipating. But
okay.
now that we're together, I feel like that we have better odds than doing it alone. So,
Yeah.
well, we'll rest up, make a plan. We'll get Leica back.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. I can stay here, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
This is a safe harbor for you. I mean, Loric, I know your memory's hazy from what, and you're only going off base of what I told you, but we've known each other for quite some time, and you will always have a seat in my house.
Thank you. I hope we get some of my memories of you back soon. Um, you seem very caring. Thank you.
I can bless us all. And with that is where we will end this session.
That was a lot of fun, man.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, bud. Oh man.
And running into all of those things that I know Loric can't know, but I know is so
I
so
know.
like it's so much to deal with.
It was
I
like
love it.
oh, I wonder what that could mean. Like, hmm,
It felt like the confusion I had to have when I was in my first session 0, but it was genuine at that time.
yeah,
Where I was like, "Oh, you've got a tattoo of a musical note. It's kind of weird. I'll
right.
remember that for 2 years."
Right.
To the point where next time I see one, I'm gonna immediately go, "Ah!"
But yeah, Loric now has, I mean, just according to Hugh's perspective, the memories
Mhm,
up until hell.
mhm,
Um, and Hugh himself still doesn't know the level of bond that him and Leica had.
mhm.
Otherwise, he would have been like, "Oh yeah," and you're kind of seeing my sister, like, but
Yeah.
um, no, I'm excited. Has Joe told you whenever you're coming back, like what the plan is,
I
or?
think she hasn't told me the plan. I think it's in March though,
Mhm.
maybe? Right? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, that's whenever we start back up.
Yeah, which is perfect because in March, my Thursday night class can no longer be held because of the time of day. We're looking at stars,
Yeah,
and it just can't happen in March apparently.
yeah.